Okay, so welcome to another Trusted Teachers Tips video. This is number 9 already, and today we're going to look at the G Suite. I'm joined as always by Mr. B.
Hello all.
G Suite, what is G Suite, Mr. B?
It's basically Google's own version of the Microsoft Office suite, and it just hosts a range of different software which is useful for pupils and teachers alike.
Yeah, I like it. I really like G Suite because everything's in one place, and I'll just show you what I mean by that. If I come over to our Trusted Teachers Drive, you'll see over on the right-hand side here these 9 dots, and it says Google Apps, and this effectively gives you access to the G Suite. So I'm just going to click on that, and what we're going to look at today, just mentioned very briefly, is some of these apps that are down here as part of the G Suite. So that's not all of them, incidentally, but that's most of them together here. So it's one quick click from your Google Drive, and it gives you access. So we're just going to kind of mention some of our favourites here, and that's the plan for today's Trusted Teachers Tips. Do you want to start us off, Mr. B, with one of your favourites?
Yeah, I think it makes sense to start where we are. So Google's app called Google Jamboard, and that's what we're using right now. It allows you to create a screen where you can add words, pictures, sticky notes, and it's easily shared in the button in the top right hand corner. You can share it with your colleagues, you can share it with pupils, and it allows everyone in real time to share ideas on the one screen.
Yeah, it's a virtual. We used to use Post-it notes out in a board, but now we can do it in an electronic version and share it. Yeah, we really like Jamboard. Really easy to use tool.
You can keep them as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to just go for another one here. I think it's really important. You know, I can't type and talk at the same time. Google Drive. Google Drive gives you access to 15 gigabytes of storage online. 15 gigabytes is a lot of PowerPoints. It's quite a lot of video. It could be a lot of Word documents or processed documents, and it's free. It's free from Google, and we have access to all that kind of online storage. And that's true for any school that has the Google Suite that they use as their mode of learning. So yeah, 15 gigabytes of free storage is a great deal. Mr. B, do you want to have another?
Yeah, so if you just go back to the Google Drive, which is what you're talking about there.
Yeah.
And click on the top one. I'm going to pick out, if you just scroll down, one of my absolute favorites is Google Docs, which is basically Google's version of Microsoft Word, but it's you can access it on any device. I've got the app on my phone, it saves automatically. And instead of using a teacher planner, I now do all my planning on a Google Doc, and I use it to take minutes of meetings, to jot down ideas. And I just think it's really handy and a lot easily more accessible, in my opinion, than the Microsoft version.
And that just all gets stored into your drive, is that right?
Yeah, everything across all these apps we're going to talk about, they all automatically save into your Google Drive.
I really like that, automatically save into your Google Drive. The amount of time that we spend, teaching how to save and where to save files. If we're using the G Suite, everything's automatically saved to your drive. It's a really painless kind of method of using it. Okay, I'm going to move on to another one that I like, and that is Google Sites. I'll just put that on here just now. Okay, Google Sites. Google Sites is the very own kind of very own website building facility. It's one that's really intuitive and easy to use. You can build up a website. You can use it to teach how to kind of use websites and how to design websites. Really, really simple tool to add in images, add in text, add in banners. You can even add in carousels, which is something when I always go to a website really impresses me. And you get this number of rotating images. This is all built into Google Sites, and it's so intuitive and easy to use. And again, 15 gigabytes of storage, so you can have a small website, you can have a very kind of medium-sized website with 15 gigabytes. So a great free tool from Google. Mr. B,
that's what we've used. That's what we've used to make our website as well.
Absolutely, yes, we have used that indeed. We may have a chance just to have a quick look at it at the end. Do you have another part of G Suite that you like, Mr. B?
Another one I like, which I don't use often enough, is Google Forms. And a lot of people use websites like SurveyMonkey, which are a wee bit restrictive. But I find Google Forms really easy to create content and really easy to analyze your data as well as you can create quizzes that you can use with your classes. So I think Google Forms is really useful as well.
That's an interesting one because it's not one I've used. It's one that's new to me, but it's certainly one that I'm going to try and investigate. Yeah, there's so many great tools included within the G Suite. Another one that we should probably talk about is Google Classroom. So I'm just going to put that in there just now. You can set up a classroom for all your pupils, and you can set assignments, and you can manage those assignments. And you can there's a stream where you can have a conversation, or you can put up instructions. And certainly during the pandemic and lockdown, you know, Google Classroom has been absolutely invaluable for us. It's a fantastic tool. I'd recommend it to any practitioner out there, particularly
just saying that it could also be used in a professional context by just setting up a class with people you're working with, and you can share ideas and things in there as well.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's an intention that I have after the lockdown's ended. I'll still be using Google Classroom in the physical brick building as well, so because it's such a great tool. Do you have anything else, Mr. B?
Yeah, Google Slides is also good in the sense it kind of coordinates well with all the other software. It's basically like PowerPoint, but it allows you to easily add in things like YouTube videos and images from your Google Drive. Parts of it I find a wee bit clunky at times, but overall it is good, and it's a good way of keeping all your presentations in the same format.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and what I like about it is the ability to share and work collaboratively with all of these tools. To me, it's definitely the way forward for my teaching practice. Okay, the only other one that I'm maybe going to mention in there is Google Sheets. It's the version of Microsoft Excel. And again, like a lot of these tools, really easy to use, really intuitive to use. You know, it's something that, you know, pupils tend to not struggle with. They tend to be able to pick it up quite quickly. I was going to go back in here and look at the whole Google apps here, because there's ones that we haven't mentioned. There's the calendar, which I know we both use from time to time. There's Google Meet, where you can obviously have your video conferencing, and we've been using that in lockdown. Duo is not one that I've looked at yet. I don't know anything about that. It's one that's there to investigate. We've mentioned Docs, Finance. There's the blogger aspect as well, a bit like Google Sites. It lets you create a blog, and it gives you lots of free storage, and it's really easy and intuitive to use. Google Hangouts, I don't know if that's really got too many.
I think that's just the same as Meet. So I thought that was just the same as Google Meet. I don't know what's different about it.
No, I don't know myself, but we mentioned Jamboard and one or two in Classroom. So there's lots of really good tools in there to use, and lots of other great tools to investigate. Would you like to have a quick look at the Google site?
Sure.
Mr. B, okay, let's just go into
you can load up the one we've already done.
Yes,
it's there. Top,
yep, just
up one.
Trying to find it. There we are there. Okay, so this is a Trusted Teachers website they've been working on. And you'll see, it just takes a second to load in. Yeah, so there we go. So this is the Trusted Teacher website that we're going to be working on, and it will be online to use shortly. We've got business resources, we've got computer science resources, Trusted Teacher tips. Over here we have to insert a text box, insert images, and we've got different pages that you can add in. We've got our 3 main pages, and then obviously we've got sub pages where we'll go into videos and lesson resources and course notes, which will be coming soon as well, and our Trusted Teachers tips is going to be in there as well. We're going to have the videos in there. So yeah, we've got kind of lots of pages that we're putting together just now. You'll recognise some of these, hopefully, the Trusted Teacher tips videos. But you know, to insert things onto the web page and to add in pages, and there's obviously themes as well. You can have different page layouts. You'll see down here some of the other functionality that you can add in. There's the image carousel I was talking about. YouTube videos are easy to link. The Google Docs and Slides and Sheets and Forms and Charts, all the Google productivity software is easy to upload to your website. So again, it's another really fantastic tool, and I think really underestimated. Okay, so that was our quick Trusted Teacher Tips video on using G Suite. Is there anything else you want to add, Mr. B?
I just think it might be for us to do a wee video like this on the, possibly on the Microsoft 365 suite.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we're looking at G Suite just now, but obviously other productivity suites are available, and I think that would be a good shout. Okay, this has been Trusted Teachers with another tips video, trying to be the support that we needed. Thanks for listening today.